Welcome to part two of this of week two, and the first part of it of this week we talked about absolute and incremental line movements, and we were doing it in the engineering or the mechanical side, and working with the decimal format. Now we're going to do architectural. There's no difference in anything. It's just going to be whenever you set it up, you have to set it up in architectural and you have to set up your limits. Now, this is what we're going to work with right here, and this is what we're going to draw. It's just a real basic little, footprint of some type of little tiny structure. But I want to start new so I can show you from scratch how to start this. So I'm going to go new, and in advanced setup, hit OK on that. Turn it to architectural, and within a 1/16 of an inch is fine. We'll leave it like that. We'll leave all this alone. But now I want to this one, that drawing I think was 25 foot, so 30 foot will cover it. Just type in 30, make sure you hit foot, and down here we'll do 30 foot as well. Now, when that opens up, what I first want to do is what will happen is, let me minimize this just a moment. Is on this one, you see how this is 25 foot, and that window that we're talking about, those limits are just your window that you're going to be working in. So I want to go back to that drawing that I made, and I want to go 25 foot. So hit line. I'll type in 0, 0, enter. And if I tell it I want to go in X 25 foot, you got to type in the foot, comma, 0 and Y, and hit enter. And you see now how that went past it, and it messes all. I can't get nothing to move. It's like it's all messed up. Hit escape, and all you have to do is type in Z for zoom, and hit enter, and then hit A for all, and it shows you your entire limits. And you can see my line down here at the bottom. That's all my limits now, and it'll show that to you. I want to hit line, make sure my snap's on, and we'll catch this point. And let's go back here and look at my drawing. I'm going up 25, 10, 10, 15, and then back home. So I want to go up 25, so I want to do it in absolute, 25, and then I want to do another 25 up. And I messed something up. And you see what I did? I didn't put my foot sign. So I want to click on that, delete, start again. So I want to start there. If you don't hit your feet, what it does, it puts it in inches. So I'm going to hit 25 foot, comma, 25 foot, enter. I think we come across 10 foot here on our other drawing. Yep, 10 foot. So I want to go 10 foot in from 25, which would be 15, comma. Well, I tell you what we'll do. We don't have to figure it. Let's use our incremental movement. Hit at, and we'll do negative 10, comma, 0. But before I do anything, make sure you put foot sign in there. I about messed up. Enter. Now I want to come down. Let's see how much. 10 foot down. So again, I want to hit at, negative 10 foot, comma, nope. X would be 0, negative 10 foot, up. If you'll notice what I did, I done negative 10. That's 10 inches instead of 10 foot. So I'll come up here, click that. I want to delete it. Click on this, at 0, comma, negative 10 foot, enter. I want to come back over. Let's see how much, 15 foot. I'm just going to use that at again. Negative 15 foot, comma, 0 in Y, comma, 0 in Y. And then I can just use the absolute coordinate to hit 0, comma, 0 straight back down to that. Now, there's another thing I didn't show you. All those were whole numbers, but if you had inches, you can actually do this. You could hit at. If I wanted to move this line over 20 or 10 foot, hit at 10 foot, comma, or say 10 foot and 3. Let's say it's 10 foot 3 inches. You hit 10 foot dash 3 inches, comma 0. That's how you'd have to write it if you had inches involved. Now, perhaps we're going to go up 10 foot, so 0 and y, and we're going to go up 10 foot 5 and a half. So you put 10 foot 5, and to put the half in there, you can either go 0.5 inches, or you can put 5, 1, or 5, put a dash, 1 dash 2 inches, just the way I wrote it down here at the bottom. And that'll be 10 foot, 5.5 inches up. So I want to measure this and make sure that's right. And this is what will happen. If you come here and hit linear and you go to dimension this, you're like, I can't see that. If I zoom in, it's right. But I don't like that. I want to be able to see this thing. And what it is you've got a line here that's 10 foot and 5.5 inches, and you've got 1/8 of an inch text over here beside of it. You're just not going to be able to see it. So what you got to do is come up here to annotate and scroll over here, and I'll talk about this more a little later on, but you have standard and annotative type of dimensioning. If you hit annotative and come down here to this annotative, looks like a little Mitsubishi sign, you all see that and that up there. Come down here, and just like in architecture, most residential structures is 1/4 inch equals 1 foot is their scale. So click on that, and what it does, it'll set the text scale for your dimensions according to this 1/4 of an inch on our paper will be the same as 1 foot in reality. So it'll scale it to where you can see it. Now there's something else. Now you change that and change this, but there's one more thing that you want to do is come right here to this point, that little arrow kind of at a diagonal, and on annotative come over here to modify and primary units. Now people get confused on this. Like you're probably thinking we set that up when we started the drawing. You set it up. You set the whole drawing up, the whole AutoCAD system to architectural, the drawing part. This is not the drawing part. This is the dimensions. Okay, they're two separate things. So our unit format for the drawing is architecture, and it's working just fine. But now we've got to set up our dimensions for architecture, and see how their units set up on decimal. You slide down to architectural, and that'll set that up to where it looks like this. You see? And also your text should be 1/8 of an inch. We got 3/16, so just change that to 1/8. And if you want to, you can change the symbols and arrows to tick marks, architectural tick marks, and that's what you use in the architecture field. So hit OK on that, OK and close. And now when I do a dimension, check this out. Doesn't that look a whole lot better? So that's how you're going to set up an architecture style drawing, and that's how you go in and punch in the keys to do that. Again, if you need any help with it, just please contact me.